Hello everybody. This is a quick video to help you get started using discussions in Canvas. I'll be using this course from a teacher at Plaza Middle School to walk you through this. So let's get started. First things first is you're going to have to go to the discussions area of the course by clicking on the discussions link in the left-hand navigation area. If you haven't set up discussions before, you might want to visit the settings wheel right here and look at your universal settings. And these are completely your choice. She has hers set right now to not mark the replies manually as she reads them. What this means is that as she scrolls through a discussion post with all of her students' responses, as she passes by each response, they will automatically be marked as read for her. If you prefer to mark them individually yourself, you can certainly turn that on by putting a check mark in that box. As far as student settings, she has what are fairly common student settings in Virginia Beach. The first one is whether or not you wish to allow the students to create their own discussion topics. She has chosen to not allow that. And then the final two options are allowing students to edit and delete their own replies and attaching files to the discussions. So once you have your universal settings set up, now you're ready to start posting a discussion. So you click on the plus discussion button to begin a discussion. You get a template to fill out. So we're going to just set up one real quickly here. We're going to call it exit ticket 427. And then you have a rich text editor with which you can describe what the assignment is. It's a good prompt for the students. Also, you have the option of adding things like external links in this area, as well as images, media files, and documents. Once you've got your prompt fully fleshed out, scroll down here, you have some additional options as well. Allowing threaded replies means that students, when they reply to a classmate, those replies will appear directly below the original posting by whoever they're responding to. Users must post before seeing replies. That's usually a good idea. That way they can't really get some ideas for their own responses from classmates who posted before them. If you're grading this response, you can certainly turn that on, and you have the option of using things like Canvas Speed Grader to grade this assignment. You can allow liking if you'd like, and then come down here. As far as group discussions, if you wish to have group discussions, what this means is you're setting up subsets of students within your class. So this is very helpful if you have a very large group of students in a single class and you want to break them up into subgroups of students. You could have group discussions. To use this feature, however, you have to set that up in advance. In other words, you have to create your groups in advance and assign your kids to the groups in advance. And then when you choose this option, you'll see that it will ask you which group you would like to assign this discussion topic to. You can then, of course, add however many points this assignment is going to be worth. Come down here, give it its assignment type right there. Peer reviews are not responses. Peer reviews in a discussion allow students to actually act sort of like the teacher and critique a response from a student. It's not a response that appears in the threaded replies section of a post. It's actually going to appear in the right hand side as a critique or a commenting of whatever they're peer reviewing. Okay, finally, you come down here and we're going to put a due date. We're going to say this due date is going to be Sunday at midnight. Available from. Now, if I leave this blank, it will become live immediately as soon as I save and publish. If I'd like to publish this a little bit later, let's say I don't want this to be published until tonight at midnight, then what I'm going to do, tomorrow night at midnight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push Friday the 28th. Today is the 27th. And then I'm going to say, and it will be available until the due date. And now I'm done. So when I hit save and publish, my discussion will now appear in my discussion index. So here's our discussion index, or we click on discussions here. Here's our discussion index, and the most recent discussion will always appear at the top. Here you see it's been published. This little icon right here is whether you are subscribed to a discussion or not. As a creator, you will always be subscribed to every discussion that you create. You can certainly turn that off if you'd like. All that means is that if you're subscribed to a discussion, you can opt to have notifications whenever people post responses to it. Students can also students can also subscribe to discussions if they would like to get notified when their classmates are posting responses to a discussion. These dots here show you some other features that you can use. If you pin this discussion, it will actually move up to the pin discussions area. Typically, you don't have to use this if your discussions are very temporary things, like they're just for a certain class or activity. If you have a long-range discussion, like maybe a discussion board that's going to run throughout a unit or throughout a semester, then pinning might be a good idea, because your discussions index is built with the most recent at top, ordered by recent activity. So if you have a discussion that's going to be open for a lengthy amount of time, you might consider pinning it. Now, your other discussions will appear here in this central area. Over here, you'll see the number of replies to discussion and the number that are unread. Of course, all of these are unread because this is not my course. And then you come down to this final section, closed for comments. Any discussion that has expired will appear here. And you can certainly open them back up again if you like, but if they're in the closed for comments area, you see that it's no longer available, which means students can no longer respond to it. And that's essentially it for getting started with discussions. It's very simple to use, and I hope you enjoy that feature. Thank you.